When we talk about business strategy, we tend to get obsessed with the action part.
Oh, absolutely. The big marketing campaign, the new product launch, the hustle.
But the material we've got for today argues that we have it completely backwards.
Well, if you really dig into Michael Porter's work, especially the five forces, you realize that action is, it's the last step.
Right.
Strategy doesn't start with what you do. It starts with the structural reality of your industry.
Which can be a pretty tough pill to swallow. I mean, you can have the best team in the world, but if the industry structure is just broken, you're not going to make money.
That's a huge headwind.
So that's our mission for this deep dive. We want to use Porter's framework as a kind of diagnostic tool.
To figure out what's eating your profit margins.
Exactly, before you even get out of bed.
And, well, usually the first thing eating those margins is just pure competitive rivalry.
The sources we looked at all point to the airline industry as the perfect cautionary tale here.
It's the classic example. You have all these major carriers fighting over the same passenger.
But the problem isn't just that they compete, it's that they are all selling a commodity.
Right. A seat is a seat. When the product is identical, the only real lever you can pull is price.
And it becomes this zero-sum game. Switching costs, for me, as a flyer, are basically zero. So if one airline drops its price by $10, everyone else has to follow immediately.
Or their planes fly empty. It means the value doesn't stay with the airline. It gets transferred straight to the customer's wallet.
So high rivalry is really just a wealth transfer, from the business to the buyer.
Which leads perfectly into the second force, the bargaining power of buyers.
It's one thing to say the customer is king, but from a strategy perspective, a powerful customer is actually a huge threat to your bottom line.
Especially in a world like online retail. Just think about the leverage we all have as consumers now.
We have perfect information.
We can compare prices globally in seconds. We can read thousands of reviews.
So the retailer just loses all its pricing power. They're not really setting the price anymore.
No, the market is setting it for them. And buyers squeeze you from both ends.
How so?
They demand lower prices while also expecting, faster shipping, better service, free returns.
Right, which compresses the margin until it's paper thin. But you're not just getting squeezed from the front.
You're often getting held up from the back.
Yeah.
That's the bargaining power of suppliers.
The hold-up problem.
Exactly. The semiconductor industry is a perfect example here. You could be a huge tech company designing the world's best chip.
But you probably can't build it yourself.
You can't. You need a highly specialized fabrication partner, a foundry. And if there are only, say, 2 of them on the planet who can do it.
You have absolutely zero leverage.
None. The supplier holds all the cards. They can raise prices. They can ration supply. And you just have to accept it. They capture most of the value your product creates.
So those 3 rivals, buyers, suppliers, they seem like the obvious players. But Porter says the most dangerous threat is often the one you're not even looking at.
The threat of substitutes. This is the one people miss all the time.
Because it's not your direct competitor.
It's not. It's a completely different way of solving the same problem. Think about streaming services.
Okay, so Netflix isn't just worried about, say, Disney Plus VES.
No. They're worried about video games. They're worried about podcasts. They've even said they're worried about sleep.
Right, because a substitute satisfies that same underlying need, in this case, entertainment or just relaxation.
And that's the danger. Because if my Netflix subscription gets too expensive, I might not switch to another streamer.
You might just pick up a book instead. Or go for a walk.
Exactly. I exit the industry entirely. So substitutes put a hard ceiling on what you can charge.
Okay, so the final piece of the puzzle. The gatekeepers. The threat of new entrants.
Basically, how easy is it for someone else to set up shop and come eat your lunch? It's the idea of a moat.
The great way to think about it is comparing commercial aircraft manufacturing with digital services.
A huge contrast. To build a passenger jet, you need billions of dollars, tons of regulatory approvals, massive factories.
The barriers to entry are just enormous. That protects the profits of the companies already in there.
Versus a digital app, where 2 people in a garage with a laptop can potentially undercut your entire business tomorrow.
Low barriers mean new entrants flood in, and the profit pool gets diluted for everyone.
So we've got these 5 forces, and they all seem to be conspiring to crush your margins.
It sounds a little hopeless, but that's not really the point of the framework, is it?
No, not at all. The point isn't to feel helpless, it's to make realistic choices. The goal is to shape these forces.
So if supplier power is too high,
maybe you design your product to use more standardized parts so you can switch between multiple vendors.
And if buyer power is the problem, you try to differentiate your product, make it unique so they can't just swap you for a cheaper option.
You stop fighting the current.
And you start building a better boat.
Precisely. You have to understand the terrain. If you don't know where the pressure is coming from, you can't navigate around it.
I think that's the real takeaway here. Before you act, look at what acts on you. Is your strategy actually fighting the structure of your industry, or is it leveraging it? Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.